Whether you're just starting out on your hiking journey or need a quick review, the 10 essentials are important items that you should take with you the majority of the time you go out on a hike, short or long. In this video, I'm going to share with you the different categories and help you start building out your 10 essentials kit. Some of the items I'm going to be talking about seem like overkill, so are there going to be exceptions? Here's my general rule. If you're hiking somewhere you've been to multiple times and just go in with water because it's more of an exercise trip than a hike, you can probably leave most of these items behind. But if you're heading out on a traditional hike, these are items you should take with you to be on the safe side. The 10 Essentials list was first printed in a 1974 mountaineering magazine, and it laid the groundwork for anyone wanting to spend time outdoors and inform enthusiasts what key items should be taken. If there are things you've used that you've never thought you would need, I invite you to leave a comment down below. Alright, the 10 hiking essentials we're going to cover are going to be navigation, headlamp, sun protection, first aid, knife, fire, shelter, extra food, extra water, and extra clothing. I have a full post on the Texas Trailhead website about GPS devices and why they're so important for traveling long distances. But knowing where you're at and where you're going is just as essential for short hikes. Most people carry their cell phones while hiking, and that's a great start. But maps, GPS, and a good old compass and knowing how to use it are imperative. If you're relying solely on cell phone usage, ensure that it's at a park you've been to before so you know how reliable the cell service is going to be. I recommend apps like Hiking Project, Gaia GPS, and the like to use just in case service is spotty. They will still pick up your GPS location to use in a pinch. I know it's hard to pack a headlamp when you're going to be doing 2 miles in the morning, but let's say you're hiking somewhere new and you get lost, and whammo! It's now nighttime, and you're lost. Think it's funny? It happens, and you'll be happy that you have something brighter than your phone to guide the way. Remember, the essentials are going to be a mix of must-haves and things you'll be happy you have, but may never need. I did a short hike at Big Bend National Park from my campsite to the popular window. The hike was only a couple miles, but I underestimated how quickly the sun would drop and would have been walking back in the pitch black if I didn't have my headlamp ready to go. Not just carrying around sunscreen, but protective clothing as well is extremely important. In Texas, the summer is brutal, but even in other seasons, UV rays can do severe damage to the skin with prolonged exposure. I've grown accustomed to wearing fishing clothing when I hike as it provides ample UPF protection and features quick-dry materials. So make sure you're covered up with some good skin covering clothing and a good hat and/or a neck gaiter. For first aid, if you don't think having a first aid kit is essential when you're out for a hike, then I don't think you're ready to be out on the trails. There are plenty of kits created for being out on the trails for any length of time, but shoot for taking more than you need. I adapt my kits depending on where I'm going and for how long. If you're going on a backpacking journey, you're going to be carrying much more than you would normally. So take the time to learn about where you're going and the terrain. I'd look to take ankle wraps if it's hilly and bug repellent if there's water nearby to where I'm camping. But most kits will have the essentials, regardless of size. I have links to first aid kits that I carry in my gift shop down below. There's nothing that I use less but feel more confident having than a knife. I keep a pretty basic $20 knife from Gerber with me at all times, whether I'm hiking or not, so remembering to take one with me while hiking is a no-brainer. Knives serve a handful of purposes while hiking, so don't think of them as just a cutting tool. If you think about the knife as a multi-tool, then you can find many more uses for a knife, like getting out a splinter, or cutting rope, splicing wood, or even digging a hole in the ground. The majority of the time, I use my knife for opening up my salami at the end of a long hike. Fire, or the ability to start a fire, can be something that's not considered while doing a short hike. Look, I'm no judge or jury, so if you're going to a park that's you've been to multiple times to do a quick 3-mile hike, then no, I don't think you need a way to start a fire. But these 10 items are essentials for all other purposes, so make your own judgments and look back at my flashlight usage. If I'm going somewhere I've never been, I'd rather at least have matches and not need them, rather than need them and not have them. Starting a fire can be done in a variety of ways. Your knife and flint stick, a 9-volt battery and steel wool, or just good plain old matches will do. If you're going camping or long distance hiking, then a way to start a fire is mandatory. Just make sure you're in an area that doesn't have a current burn ban in effect. If you're not going to be packing a rain jacket, then a way to create a shelter is going to be important if you get caught in an unexpected rainstorm. It can also double up as an emergency blanket if you're hiking in colder temps and need to get your body warm. Something as simple as a trash bag can be used, and it's great because it can hold random gear or hold wet clothes if you need to change. The next two are going to be extra food and extra water. Extra food and extra water pertaining to packing extra food on top of what you think you'll need. I'm notoriously not eating enough before a hike. Usually it's because I end up hiking more than I think I'm gonna pretty much every time. I'll see a trail that I wasn't expecting to take, or I get lost, or I just decided to go in a different direction. But all of those circumstances are great opportunities to be reminded that taking more food or water than you think you'll need will help you in a bind, especially during Texas summers, where you're gonna sweat out way more nutrients than you think you'll need. My extra items are usually saltier and sugary snacks that I normally eat to replenish energy, but also replace some of what was lost in sweat. And finally, extra clothing. I pack extra clothes because after a long hike in the summer, I like to change clothes before I head home for the day. So while I have them for vanity reasons, if I'm ever in a situation where I find a nice river to swim or need to take my shirt off to use as a face covering, I'll know I'll have additional items. Even if you aren't the type to take a nice shower after a hike, something as little as an extra pair of socks is a great feeling after a long day out on the trails. The 10 hiking essentials are a tried and true list of items that should be considered for every hike. Even if it's just a day hike, because you never know the circumstances you're going to end up in. If you're only taking half of these categories, you're setting yourself up for a successful day out on a new trail for those just in case moments. Links to additional recommended items are linked in the description down below. What are some of your go-to essential items to take on a hike? Drop a comment and share your favorites. As always, thanks for watching another Texas Trailhead video for life on and off the trail. If you found value in this video, please hit that thumbs up button to help show my video to more people. It costs you nothing and goes a long way. If you want to stay current with new video releases, please subscribe to the channel for more upcoming content. Thanks again, y'all. Take care. What are 3, 2, 1.